and we join Jeremy Rosenthal, founder of TexasDefenseFirm.com. He is going to explain all the legalities. Heard a lot of them yesterday about the accused assassin of Charlie Kirk, charged with aggravated murder. I guess there's no surprise there.
No surprise at all, Ernie. I think we've seen this coming. Governor Spencer Cox from Utah has said that Utah is a death penalty case. The only legal quirk, trick, whatever, for the charging purposes is what is that aggravating factor. You can't just charge somebody for capital murder. That's their version of aggravated murder. That's what that is. Just because murder, there's a lot of different kinds of murder, but aggravated murder, capital murder is going to be murder plus some kind of aggravating factor, typically something like multiple victims or in the course of a felony. And here they're saying it was in the presence of a child, and they're using that it was politically motivated. So that's their theory.
Isn't, though, this was a planned murder? I mean, he didn't just walk up and say, oh, here's my chance. I mean, clearly this was planned. So isn't that premeditated? Doesn't that take it up to as high a charge as you can get?
I don't know that the premeditated part makes it legally aggravating, but it's certainly a really, really bad factor for the defense. And what it goes to, Ernie, is this. When you're trying to, so what the law says is here's what makes it capital. But then ultimately what the jury will be told is, look, if he is a future danger and balanced by what's called mitigation evidence from the defense, the jury is going to decide whether to execute him or not. And that's where the premeditation really, really comes in, because if I'm the prosecutor, that's exactly what I'm pointing to. I'm pointing to, look, this is a person who deliberated about it. This is a person who thought about it. This is a person who had 15 chances to change his mind and didn't. So that's where the premeditation really comes into play.
All right, Jeremy Rosenthal, founder of TexasDefenseFirm.com. Jeremy, hang on just a couple of seconds. We have more questions for you, but right now we got a lot of questions on what's happening on the freeways.
Talking to Jeremy Rosenthal, the founder of TexasDefenseFirm.com. So, Jeremy, we know these are state charges that they're levying against him right now. Is it possible that we'll see federal charges as well?
That's been a really, really big question here. And legally, the question is, how would that happen? I think if the feds could charge him, they absolutely would. I think a really key case that sort of gives you the roadmap is the Luigi Mangione case. In the Mangione case, there were two factors which I don't think I've seen develop here. Number one is interstate travel, interstate planning. So far, it looks like everything has happened in the state of Utah. Obviously, with Mangione, he was traveling from state to state to state. And on the East Coast, there's just a lot more of them, right? The second part is this a plot that is bigger than just himself? With Mangione, there was a manifesto that says, I want to lead this big revolt against insurance companies across the country. What we've seen so far from Tyler Robinson is that he really hates and was obsessed with Charlie Kirk. And I think the feds are looking for evidence that he was trying to incite some kind of a bigger movement. I think if that's there, they'll certainly jump in the case. You know,
the frustrating thing about all of this is I know the defense attorney is going to put up a defense, but based on all the things that they presented yesterday, is the defense attorney, is his main job to keep him out of the death chamber? Because I don't know how you can win a case like that.
I think that's exactly right. And in a lot of capital litigation, that's exactly what happens. And so the defense, what they're going to be doing is over the next month, weeks, years, I don't know about years, but over the next several months, perhaps up to the next year, however long it takes to get this case to trial, they're going to be digging into anything and everything with Tyler Robinson. Was he dropped as a baby? Was he picked on in grade school? All of these types of things that you can possibly throw in front of a jury to try to avoid the death chamber. I think that's exactly right, because we didn't do it doesn't really look like a very good defense here.
Is there a chance his roommate might be charged as an accessory in all this?
If the roommate came and saw me and asked for legal advice, I would say we are going to be extremely careful how we deal with law enforcement, because we are very, very perilously close to being exactly that, an accessory or something like that. So far, Governor Spencer Cox has come out and said that the roommate has not been involved that we know of. But again, if that person came to see me, we'd be very careful. We'd be talking about immunity with the prosecutor.
Does the accused assassin in this case have any chance of just making a plea deal and just walking away?
That's going to be really up to the prosecutor in the case. In the Brian Kohberger case in Idaho, they made a deal, and that's because you had a lot of victims. The prosecutor wants to do right by the victims, which means in this instance that the prosecutor is going to talk to Charlie Kirk's family, to his immediate family, to his wife, and to kind of take their temperature. And if they really want his life spared, there's a chance that you could see that. Now, I don't think any of us can presume to know exactly what she's thinking or what she's going to think in 6 months or what she's going to think in a year. Feelings change, minds change. But if that happens, it will be because she sort of insists on it.
Jeremy Rosenthal is founder of TexasDefenseFirm.com. Jeremy, always a pleasure, man. Always enlightening. Thank you so much.
Have a great morning, Ernie.